Hi, students. Good afternoon, everyone. So, in the last class, we were discussing about chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones, and we have seen oxidation reactions as well as halogenation reaction of aldehydes and ketones. So, coming to oxidations, we discussed oxidation of aldehydes and oxidation of ketones separately. So, oxidation of aldehydes can be done by using weak oxidizing agents because of the presence of hydrogen attached to C double bond group. And three oxidation reactions we have seen. One is with the Tollens reagent, one is with Fehling solution, other one is with Benedict solution. Tollens reagent is ammonical silver nitrate solution. Both aliphatic and aromatic aldehydes will be giving the reaction with the Tollens reagent. And the final conclusion will be like final observation will be appearance of silver mirror on the walls of the test tube. Next, coming to Fehling solution. It is a reagent. It is a mix of two reagents, Fehling A and Fehling B. Fehling A is aqueous solution of copper sulfate. Fehling B is alkaline solution of sodium potassium tartarate. It is called as Rockley salt. So the mixture of those two will be giving a blue colored solution. So when you add it to aldehydes, you will be getting a red colored precipitate of Cu2O, cuprous oxide. So Fehling test will be given only by aliphatic aldehydes, but not aromatic aldehydes. The same is with Benedict solution. The only difference between Fehling and Benedict is in Fehling solution it is salt of tartaric acid. In Benedict solution it is the salt of citric acid. So only that is the difference. Remaining everything will be the same. The reactive part will be Cu+2 from copper sulfate. The final product will be a red colored precipitate of cuprous oxide. Then coming to oxidation of ketones. So it is very difficult to oxidize ketones because ketones does not contain any hydrogen attached to C double bond group. So for the oxidation of ketones, carbon-carbon bond has to be broken down. So which is a very strong bond. So that's why we need strong oxidizing agents like concentrated nitric acid or acidified potassium permanganate or acidified potassium dichromate. So these are the reagents which can oxidize ketones. And if it is a symmetrical ketone, we'll be getting a mixture of carboxylic acids and only one possibility is there. Coming to unsymmetrical ketones, so on both sides of C double bond O, any bond can be broken down. But the major products will always be according to Popoff's rule. So what is that Popoff's rule? The C double bond O group will always stay with the alkyl group containing lesser number of carbon atoms. So wherever there is less number of carbon atoms, C double bond will be staying with that alkyl group. That is called as Popoff's rule. Okay, so that is oxidation of ketones. Then we have seen haloform reaction. So the conditions for haloform reaction is there must be methyl ketone. Methyl ketone means to C double bond group there must be an alkyl group attached. That means at the alpha position there must be a methyl group. Then only that aldehyde or ketone will be giving haloform test. So haloform test, remember students, haloform test will be given only by alcohols, the first one, and second one is aldehydes and ketones. So only these two functional groups will be giving haloform test, right? So how will you identify whether it is a haloform test or not? Either it is alcohol or aldehyde or a ketone. If they are reacting with halogen in the presence of a base or in the presence of NaOH, right? NaOH or KOH, OX minus, let us take halide ion. Okay, so then you will come to know that it is an haloform reaction. Okay, so I have given the mechanism also. If you want, you can go through that mechanism. And other way of asking haloform reaction also I have given in the last class. They can be giving it in two steps. First step is reaction with halogen. So on reaction with halogen, the three hydrogens, that means the three hydrogens present at the alpha carbon atom, they will be replaced with halogens. Like for example, if I take acetaldehyde CH3CHO, the three hydrogens present at alpha carbon atom will be replaced with the three chlorines. So you will get CCl3CHO. There is a name for that compound, commercial name. It is called as chloral, if you remember. Trichloroacetaldehyde, commercially called as chloral. Then next step is hydrolysis in the presence of NaOH. So you will be getting chloroform plus salt of carboxylic acid. Till there we have discussed, right? Then coming to next chemical properties. The last chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones are the chemical reactions due to acidic nature of alpha hydrogens. Right on the heading, reactions due to acidic nature of alpha hydrogens. Reactions due to acidic nature of alpha hydrogens. So we are telling that means alpha hydrogens means hydrogens which are attached to alpha carbon atom. For example, if I take CH3, C double bond OH. So this is the alpha carbon atom. So the hydrogens attached to alpha carbon atom are called as alpha hydrogens. Right. So I am telling these hydrogens are acidic. These hydrogens are acidic. So how you can tell that these hydrogens are acidic? Now tell me, students, what type of groups in a compound will increase the acidic strength? Electron donating groups or electron withdrawing groups? Very good, very good. In phenols also we have seen, in alcohols also we have seen. If there is any electron withdrawing group present, then that will be increasing the acidic strength of the compound. Now you can see to this CH3, it is C double bond OH. So we know that this is an electron withdrawing group. Either you take aldehyde group or ketone group, it is an electron withdrawing group. So these hydrogens are attached to an electron withdrawing group. So due to the presence of electron withdrawing group, so these hydrogens will be acidic in nature. Okay, na? Right. So that is how we are going to tell that alpha hydrogens are acidic in nature. So due to this acidic nature of hydrogens, these undergo some chemical reactions. And also one more point we said, for the compound to be more acidic, the anion formed must be stabilized. No? For example, if I take this compound, I'll write CH3 as CH2H, C double bond OH. So for it to be proved as an acid, it must be reacting with a base. So we know that from base we'll be getting OH minus ions. This is from a base. So when this base is taking this hydrogen, this bonded pair of electrons will be shifted towards this carbon atom. So what we'll get here? We'll get CH2 minus C double bond OH. We'll get CH2 minus C double bond OH. So if this is acting as an acid, then we will be getting an ion from the acid. If this is stabilized, then we'll tell that the compound is more acidic. No? Is this stabilized, students? Is there any chance of resonance here? Yes. Negative charge single bond double bond is a conjugated system. Negative charge single bond double bond is an conjugated system. So there is a chance of resonance. So due to resonance, this is more stabilized. So as this is more stabilized, it will be an acid. Right. So you will get CH2 double bond C O minus H. So these are the resonating structures of the anion that is formed here. And the anion formed here is called as enolate ion. It is called as enolate ion. See, enolate means enolate. En plus all. If I remove terminal E here, you will get enol. Okay, na? So here there is an enol. Enol is en plus all. En means double bond. All means OH group must be present. En means double bond. All means OH group must be present. You can see here there is a double bond present. This O minus formed here will be taking H plus from here because H plus is lost from the compound. So when it takes H plus, it becomes OH. So that's why these are called as enols. As it is an ion, we are calling it as enolate ion. Okay, na? It is called as an enolate ion. So the enolate ion formed here is stabilized through resonance. So that's why the aldehydes or ketones are acidic in. Okay, na? So you can write down this reaction. So you can write on this one theory point. This is called as enolate ion. Below you can write enolate ion. This is the basic principle happening in tautomerism also. At the end of the chapter, I'll be giving about tautomerism. I'll explain tautomerism also. Enolate ion, ENOLATION. So just write on this. I'll give you one point regarding this. Okay. So you can write down one point here. Carbonyl compounds are acidic in nature. Carbonyl compounds are acidic in nature because in the presence of base, they give enolate ion, which is stabilized. Through resonance. Because they give enolate ion, which is stabilized through resonance. So we know that whenever the anion is stable, the compound will be more acidic. Okay. So these are acidic in nature because in the presence of base, they produce enolate ion, which is stabilized through resonance. So that's why they are acidic in nature. So due to the acidic nature also, they will be giving certain chemical reactions. And we are going to discuss two reactions, students, here, majorly two reactions. One is called as aldol condensation, other one is called as Cannizzaro reaction. In that only different variations will be there, but the basic reactions are this. One is aldol condensation, other one is Cannizzaro reaction. From these two reactions, students, definitely one reaction will be there in your exam. It may be asked for 1 mark, it may be asked for 2 marks, it may be asked for 3 marks. 3 marks means in the 5 marks part, one part will be 3 plus 2, no? So in that it can be asked for 3 marks also. But compulsorily this question will be there in the exam. Okay, so between the two reactions, one is aldol condensation, other one is Cannizzaro reaction. And in entrances also, you can 100% expect a question. You can expect a question from these two reactions because they are very important reactions. Okay, right. So either for board exam or for entrance exam, these reactions are going to be important. So coming to the first reaction here. The first reaction here is called as aldol condensation. The first reaction is called as aldol condensation. So let us write down what do you mean by aldol condensation. Then we'll go through the examples. Right. So what do you mean by aldol condensations? Aldehyde or ketone containing alpha hydrogens. Aldehyde or ketone containing alpha hydrogen. So this is the condition for any compound to undergo aldol condensation, it must contain alpha hydrogens. Okay. So aldehydes are ketones containing alpha hydrogens in the presence of an dilute alkali. In the presence of dilute alkali. So remember, always the reaction must be in dilute alkali, not concentrated. In the presence of dilute alkali, like dilute NaOH, dilute KOH, dilute Na2CO3, dilute barium hydroxide. So all these are examples in which the reaction can take place. So this is a salt, students, Na2CO3. Whenever you get a salt in the exam, no, don't think that RSR has not given any reaction whenever there is a salt. Whenever there is a salt, identify what type of salt it is. So already in the last class, salt hydrolysis we discussed in the KVPY revision class. In the first year itself, you must have studied about that. Right? So when there is salt is given, just try to identify what type of salt it is. Whether it is an acidic salt or a basic salt. If it is a basic salt, the reaction will be in the alkaline medium only. If it is an acidic salt, you need to assume that the reaction is taking place in the presence of an acid. Okay, so be careful. So don't think that salt is given, don't leave that. Check what type of salt it is. In the presence of dilute alkali, produces beta hydroxy aldehydes or ketone, combinedly called as aldol, which on heating in presence of acid gives undergo dehydration to give alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde or ketone as the product. So two-step reaction. First, aldehyde or ketone, the condition is it must contain alpha hydrogen. It will be reacting in the presence of a dilute alkali to produce beta hydroxy aldehyde or ketone. So it is called as aldol. Till here it is one step. So once the aldol is formed, further heating in the presence of an acid, undergo dehydration, and the product will be alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde or ketone. This is known as aldol condensation. Okay, now, so if it is a 1 mark question, students, what they will ask in the exam is, they will give you a compound. They will give you an aldehyde or ketone. They will ask you to identify whether it undergoes aldol condensation or not. So how will you identify? Check whether there will be alpha hydrogens or not. If there are alpha hydrogens, definitely the given aldehyde or ketone will undergo aldol condensation. That way the question will be asked for 1 mark. For 2 marks, how the question will be asked is, they will give you a compound. They will ask you to write the product directly. Just writing the product will give you 1 mark. That is 2 marks. 2 products they will give, A and B. So A is the first step, B is the second step. For 3 marks, how they will ask is, define aldol condensation, explain with an example. So you need to write this definition and give an example for aldol condensation. That is how the questions can be asked. But for 1 mark, it is going to be very, very important. So it must contain an alpha hydrogen. Now let us see what is this reaction. See, first of all, we are telling it is condensation. So already we have seen these condensation reactions. So what are the condensation reactions we have seen? Nucleophilic addition followed by elimination. That means some reaction will be taking place, some addition reaction will be taking place initially, and then some small molecule will be eliminated. In carbonyl compounds, we have seen water is eliminated. When we go to polymers or other chapters, no, we can see not only water, small alcohol can be eliminated, ammonia gas can be eliminated, something like small molecules. Something has to be lost from the compound. It is only called as elimination. So if there is addition followed by elimination, if there is addition followed by elimination, they are called as condensation reactions. They are called as condensation reactions. So here also the first step is addition, right? Then second step is dehydration. Dehydration is removal of water molecule. It is an elimination reaction. So that's why it is called as condensation, where addition followed by elimination is taking place. Now let us see what is this reaction. For example, let us take acetaldehyde. Okay. So whenever you are doing aldol condensation, we need to take two molecules of the same aldehyde. We need to take two molecules of the same aldehyde or same ketone. Okay. If you take different ones, then there is a different reaction that we'll see later. Suppose if I take two molecules of acetaldehyde, and example. So two molecules of acetaldehyde in the presence of an dilute alkali, dilute OH minus. It may be NaOH, KOH or anything. Okay. So first what happens? You must get an aldol. This is acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde. The aldol you will get here is CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH2. I'll tell you how to write the product. So this is aldol. So you can see this is alpha carbonate. This is the priority functional group alpha and this is beta. So this is aldol because at beta position there is hydroxy group. So beta hydroxy aldehyde. So at the beta position there is an hydroxy group. So it is called as beta hydroxy aldehyde, commonly called as aldol. Then what is happening? So you are heating this in the presence of water. Sorry, you are heating this in the presence of an acid. So we know that whenever there is acid, if you heat, it will be dehydration reaction. So dehydration takes place here. Water molecule will be lost, and the product you will get is CH3, CH double bond CH, CH. So you can say this is alpha carbonatum, this is beta carbonatum. So between alpha and beta carbonatum there is unsaturation. It is called as alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. It is alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. So this reaction is called as aldol condensation reaction. Write down this reaction. I'll tell you how these two products are formed through the mechanism. But mechanism no need to by heart. It is not there for your exam. But if you learn, it will be helpful for entrance exams. Okay. So once you know the mechanism, you can directly write the product this one. No need to know the mechanism for that. But it will be helpful for you. First I'll explain the mechanism, then I'll tell you how to write the product. From this topic, no, in entrance, we can't tell students, right? Sometimes 3 to 4 in JEE, if I take 3 to 4, you can get. But any organic chemistry chapter, no, I can't exactly tell that from this chapter this many questions will come, because questions will be interlinked always. Organic means it will be interlinked. Question will start with an alkene. In the middle, alkyl halide will be formed. Then alcohol will be formed. Then aldehyde will be formed. Then acid will be formed. Then amine will be formed. So in that way, sequence of reactions will be given. So I cannot exactly tell how many questions will come from a given chapter in organic. So that's why if you are studying organic, you need to be confident with each and every reaction. Then only you can score more in organic. But I can tell definitely 3 or 4 questions will be linked to this chapter. Somewhere in the middle of the reaction, no, you may get this compound definitely. Okay. So very important reaction, students. It will take some time for these two reactions only. Probably whole class may take only for these two reactions. Complete. Write down carefully. Don't make any mistake. Aldol is beta hydroxyaldehyde, which on heating you need to get alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Always the double bond must be present at alpha and beta position. Okay, so let us see the mechanism, understand the mechanism, then we'll see how to write the direct product. See, first step. So first let us take one aldehyde. So this is an aldehyde I am taking. So because it is the reactions are due to acidic hydrogens, right? So I am writing it as CH2H CH2. So in the presence of OH minus, no, in the presence of a base. So what this base will do? This will be taking this alpha hydrogens. So this will take the alpha hydrogen. This bond pair of electrons will be shifting here. So you'll get CH2 minus C double bond OH. So we know that this is the enolate ion which is stabilized through resonance. Previously I have given. Once this enolate ion is formed, this will be attacking one more aldehyde. So understand, very simple, students. This is the alpha carbon atom. No, at the alpha carbon atom you will get a negative charge by removing one hydrogen. That's it. Before there were 3 hydrogens here. Now there are only 2 hydrogens. So as the hydrogen is lost, you are getting a negative charge. Okay. This will be attacking another aldehyde molecule. So this negative charge will go and attack this electrophilic carbon atom. These 5 electrons will be polarized towards oxygen. Then what you'll get? See here. I'll start writing from here. CH3. To this carbon atom, there is one hydrogen. Carefully observe how I am writing. To this carbon atom, there is one hydrogen, CH. This is O minus you will get here. The O minus will be taking H plus from here and it gets converted to OH. This is CH3. To this carbon atom, there is a hydrogen. This will be converted to O minus. One H plus was lost from the compound initially. That H plus will be taken by that O minus. It gets converted to OH. To this carbon atom will be bonded. CH2. C double bond OH. This is nothing but aldol, no? This is nothing but aldol. Then you are heating this in the next step. When you are heating this, water molecule is lost. Very simple. Follow Sage-Jeff's rule. Otherwise, if you directly remember the definition, always the double bond must be present in between alpha and beta carbon atom. This is the aldehyde group. It must be in between these two. That means hydrogen from here must be lost and OH from here will be lost. Or if you know Sage-Jeff's rule, more substituted alkene will always be the major product. So either hydrogen can be removed from this carbon atom or hydrogen can be removed from this carbon atom. If I tell this is 1 and this is 2, from where you will remove, students, hydrogen? 1 or 2? 2 definitely. Because if you get a double bond here, it will be more substituted, right? Or this is alpha and this is beta. Anyhow, you are comfortable. Okay. So you will get a double bond. So you get CH3, CH double bond CH, C double bond O. So this is alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Very simple mechanism. Very simple mechanism. Okay. So what is happening? First, base is attacking the alpha hydrogens from here, generating a carbanion. This is nothing but enolate ion. This enolate ion will be attacking the other aldehyde, giving aldol. From aldol, water molecule will be removed such that you need to get double bond between alpha and beta carbon atom. This is how the reaction takes place. Now, how to write this product directly? Writing this product is important. How will you write this product? See here. First, what you will write is, you will be taking the second aldehyde. I am taking the second aldehyde. First, I have written the second aldehyde. No? So, in the second aldehyde, what you will do is, so convert the C double bond O to OH. just convert the C double bond O to OH. And from the other aldehyde, just convert CH3 to CH2. That's it. And gets bonded to this carbon. Understood, students, how to write? From one aldehyde, convert C double bond O to COH. Okay, now from the other aldehyde, convert CH3. Which is CH3? Which is at alpha position. Convert that CH3 to CH2 and get bonded to this carbonate. That's it. Okay, now so this is the mechanism, right? And here it is the slow step, students. First step. First step will be the slowest step, right? Completed. So no need to write the mechanism for the theory exam. No one will ask you the mechanism. It is out of our NCERT. But you need to know how to write this product. That's why I've given the mechanism. Completed. Now let us see one more example. Let us see one more example. Suppose. So in exam, either they will ask acetaldehyde or they will ask acetone. If it is a theory exam, in your theory exam, only two, one aldehyde and one ketone. That's it. So either the previous one they will ask or this compound they will ask. This is acetone. So in the presence of a dilute alkali. So first let us, I'll try to give the direct product. How to write the direct product. So how will you write the direct product? 2 molecules of acetone you will be taking, right? Let me take 1 molecule of acetone. From 1 molecule of acetone, what you will be doing? You will be converting this C double bond O to OH, right? So what will be remaining? CH3. This C double bond O gets converted to OH. To this carbon atom, there is a methyl group attached. Correct, no students? Right? CH3. This C double bond O gets converted to COH, and to this carbon atom, there is a methyl group attached. Next, what happens to other ketone? Other ketone will be attached to this carbon atom. one CH3 out of these two will be converted to CH2, right? So CH2, C double bond O. This is from one part. This is from the other part. From one acetone, C double bond O is converting into COH. From the other acetone, CH3 is getting converted to CH2. So you can see this is the alpha carbon atom. This is the beta carbon atom. So this is beta hydroxy ketone. Beta hydroxy ketone. Beta hydroxy ketone, which is also aldol. Either it is aldehyde or it is ketone. It is commonly called as aldol. Then what you will do? You need to heat this. So when you heat this, water molecule will be lost. When you heat this, water molecule must be lost. So from where you will remove, students? So this is alpha and this is beta. Okay, na? So either hydrogen can be removed from this carbon atom or it can also be removed from this carbon atom. So let me call this as 1 and this as 2. From where you will remove? 1 or 2? From 1, because more substituted you'll get. So you'll get CH3, CH3, double bond CH, C double bond OCH. So this is alpha and this is beta. So alpha beta unsaturated ketone is formed. You want the mechanism of for this reaction, or you understood how to write the product directly? If you want the mechanism, I'll give you the mechanism. If you have understood, not required. You want the mechanism or not? Right. Then one more aldehyde and one more ketone I'll give. Try to write the products. Okay. Completed. So one more aldehyde I'll give. I am taking two molecules of CH3, CH2, CHO in the presence of dilute alkali. Try to write down the product, students. Try to write down the products. 2 minutes time I'll give. Then I'll explain. So this is the alpha carbon atom. So as the alpha carbon atom is containing hydrogens, definitely it will undergo aldol condensation. Write down the products. Okay, now see here. So how will you get the product here is, let me take one aldehyde where the C double bond O group is converting into alcohol. So you will get CH3. So let me take the arrow mark this way. So CH3, CH2, C double bond OH will be converted to CHOH. This is from one part. Then from the other molecule, this is the carbon atom where you will be getting negative charge, right? Alpha carbon atom you will be getting a negative charge. That means CH2 will be converted to CH. One hydrogen will be lost from here. And that will be attacking this carbon atom, CH. Attached to this carbon atom, there is one methyl group, one aldehyde group. So there is one methyl group, there is one aldehyde. That's it. So this is the first molecule from where this C double bond OH is converted to COH. In the second molecule, this is the carbon atom where negative charge is being produced, not from here, because this is not alpha carbon atom. This is the alpha carbon atom. From here you will be getting a negative charge, which will be attached to this carbon atom. So CH2 becomes CH. To this CH2, you can see one side there is aldehyde, one side there is methyl group. So methyl group one side, C double bond OH. So this is alpha and this is beta. So at the beta position, you are having an OH group. So this is an aldol. This is an aldol. So next, on heating, water molecule will be lost in the presence of an acid. So water molecule will be lost from this side carbon atom. So here you will get a double bond. Okay. So you will get CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH double bond C, CH3, C double bond OH. So hydrogen from here, OH from here will be lost as H2. So you get this compound. You can see this is alpha and this is beta. How many of you have written it correctly? How many of you have written it correctly? No one wrote correctly, na? Correct? One more example we'll see then. Alpha carbon atom. Alpha carbon atom means the carbon atom which is directly attached to functional group. From alkyl halides onwards, I am telling alpha carbon atom, alpha carbon atom. Now if you ask what is alpha carbon atom, it is very difficult. Alpha carbon atom means the carbon atom which is directly attached to functional group. If I take acid halides, CH3, CH2, Cl, this is the functional group. So this is alpha carbon atom. If I take alcohols, CH3, CH2, OH, this is the functional group. This is the alpha carbon atom. If I take aldehydes, CH3 C double bond OH. This is the functional group. So this will be the alpha carbon atom. In unsymmetrical ketones, I'll come to that point. Here you understood, no? Any doubt in this reaction? Any doubt in this reaction? Right. So let us go to the one more example. Try to write the product for this reaction. Two molecules of acetophenone in the presence of dilute alkali. See, this is alpha carbon atom, this is also alpha carbon atom. Where the base will be attacking. This is alpha 1, this is alpha 2, let us take. Alpha 1 or alpha 2? 1. Because this does not contain any hydrogens, no? This does not contain any hydrogens. So no chance here it can attack. Okay, na? So here it will be attacking. Write on the product. Make it fast. Try to write by yourself. Very important reaction, students. That's why I have given many examples. But for theory exam, no, only acetaldehyde and acetone, the first two reactions. The products, if you remember, it will be sufficient. So all these practices for entrances. Organic is all about practicing. That's why I give many examples every time for any reaction. Complete writing. See here. What happens? From one part, this will be converted to OH. COH to this carbon atom, there is a CH3. This is from one molecule. From the other molecule, this CH3 becomes CH2 attached to this carbon atom. CH2, C double bond O, CH. This is alpha, this is beta. Okay, next if you hit in the presence of acid, water molecule will be lost and you will get how many of you have written correctly? Good, good. Next. Okay. Next, one more example. Complete writing, everyone. Now see here. Now see here. Dhruti, your question here. So this is a ketone, students. Butanone. This is a butanone, right? So this is the alpha carbon atom. This is also alpha carbon atom. Let me write this as alpha 1. Let me write this as alpha 2. Now use your logic and tell me where the base will attack. 1 or 2? See, base will always attack more acidic site. Which do you think is the most acidic among these two? Most acidic. Why one? Why one? Why one? What is the reason? Yes, very good. Dhruti, very good. Can you tell me any other reason? Other reasons? One reason I got. I'll tell what is the reason. The other reason. No, Kushal, that is wrong. See here, friends, which is more acidic? I am asking. See, where there is more number of alpha hydrogens, that will be more acidic. No, very simple. We are telling that the reactions are due to alpha hydrogens only. Where there is more number of hydrogens, that indicates that it is more acidic. No, correct or wrong? To this carbon atom, there are only 2 hydrogens, but to this carbon atom, there are 3 hydrogens. So that means here there are more number of acidic hydrogens. So that's why the base will try to attack this one. That is one reason. This reason no one said. Okay, right? So that is one is the most preferred attack. So the base will be attacking here. That is one reason. Very good. This is one reason. Now coming to the second reason. Second reason. Yes, many of them told this reason correctly. Very happy, right? Because for acidic strength to be more, there must be electron withdrawing group or electron donating group, students. Electron withdrawing group. No, what is this methyl group? Electron donating or electron withdrawing? Electron donating. No. So as it is electron donating, as this is electron donating, this will decrease the acidic strength of these hydrogens. Correct or wrong? As this is electron donating, this will decrease the acidic strength of this hydrogen. So that's why the base will be readily taking these hydrogens. Understood? Whenever unsymmetrical ketones are given, how to identify? You need to check for more acidic one, because if the mechanism, if you see, which is the slowest step, the first step was the slowest step. Attack of base is the slowest step. No, that is the rate determining step. So obviously the rate of the reaction will depend upon the attack of base. So base will always be attacking the carbon atom which is having more acidity. So this is the carbon atom which is having more acidity than this. Because to this CH2 there is an additional CH3 which is an electron donating group. Electron donating groups will decrease the acidic strength. Okay, right? So whenever I ask acidic strength, no, one thing must always be in your mind, there must be electron withdrawing groups. More is the number of electron withdrawing groups, more will be the acidic strength. So here to this CH2 there is a CH3, but to this CH3 there is nothing. So obviously this will be more acidic than this. Okay, na? So now you can write the products. Aram say you can write. So take one molecule where this will be converted to, this will be attacked by the base. First take the first molecule, write down this C double bond O2 OH, CH3, C, OH. To this carbon atom, CH2, CH3 are attached. Okay, na? Then from other carbon atom, this is the place where base will be attacking, which is converted to CH2. C double bond O, CH2. Okay, na? So this is alpha, this is beta. When you further heat it in the presence of acidic medium, water molecule will be lost. So then what you get? CH3, C, CH2, CH3, CH, double bond, C double bond O, CH2. So when unsymmetrical ketones are there, you must identify the carbon which is having more acidic strength. There the base will be attacking. So one more last example I'll give you. Very important example. Pentane 3-1. For anything it is the same reason. Pentane 3-1 will be Symmetrical or unsymmetrical? Prakriti. Then if you take minus here or minus here, will you get different products or the same products? Same only, no? So anywhere the base can be attacking. Completed, friends? So one more last example I'll give. We'll take a cyclic compound and let us try to write the answer by taking a cyclic compound. Two molecules of cyclohexanone I am taking. Cyclohexanone. Write down the productions. 2 minutes time I'll give. Make it fast. Compulsory question, students, 100%. Okay. Aldol condensation and Kenizer reaction. Symmetrical ketone or unsymmetrical ketone? Symmetrical, because this is the functional group, this is alpha, this is alpha. Both sides it is the same. So symmetrical. So either you get a negative charge here or you get a negative charge here, it will be the same. Complete writing the product. See here. So first, two molecules of cyclohexanone are there. From one molecule, I will convert this C double bond O to OH. This is one molecule, C double bond O, I am converting it into OH. This C double bond O is converted to OH. From the other molecule, so this carbon atom will be attacking this carbon atom. Correct? From one more molecule, this carbon atom will be attacking this carbon atom. Right? So correct. Then heat it. In the presence of an acid, water molecule will be lost. You'll get a double bond here. See, this is alpha, this is beta. This is an aldol. So water molecule must be lost. So this is alpha and this is beta. How many of you have written correctly? Good. Very good. Okay, na? Any other doubt, students, in aldol condensation? Is this clear? If it is clear, we'll go for the next reaction. Okay, na? Now let us go to the second type of aldol condensation, that is crossed aldol condensation. This is called a self-aldol. Self-aldol because same type of molecules are involving in the reaction. It is called a self-aldol or just aldol. Okay. Now the second type of this reaction is cross aldol condensation. cross-aldol condensation. So what is cross-aldol condensation is? Let us write down. When two different aldehydes or ketones, when there are two different aldehydes or two different ketones, or one aldehyde and one ketone, one aldehyde and one ketone is reacting in the presence of alkali, is reacting in the presence of an alkali, it is known as cross-aldol condensation. In this again we can get two cases. See here what is being done, students, listen here. In aldol we are having two same types of aldehydes or two similar types of ketones. In cross-aldol we will be having two different aldehydes or two different ketones, or it may be a reaction between one aldehyde and one ketone. It may be a reaction between one aldehyde and one ketone. So when they are undergoing the reaction, it is called as cross-aldol condensation. Now here there may be two conditions. If you ask me a question, sir, is it compulsory for both the reacting species to have alpha hydrogens? No. So even if one molecule is having alpha hydrogens, it is sufficient for the reaction, sufficient for aldol condensation, because alpha hydrogens are involved in the reaction. So only one aldehyde will be taking, only one aldehyde will be involving in the reaction where you are getting an enolate ion. So in the other part, it is just the nucleophilic attack of the enolate ion. So even if one compound is having alpha hydrogens, it will be sufficient. If both are having alpha hydrogens, then also the reaction takes place. So we'll make it as two cases here. We'll discuss separately. So case one, when both are containing alpha hydrogens. So case one, when both the reactants, contain alpha hydrogens. This is first case. So when both the reactants contain alpha hydrogens, what happens is, in this case, we get four products. In this case, we get four products which are difficult to separate. But it is compulsory to write the four products, because in the exam they will ask. So when the two reactants are reacting, which of the following doesn't form? Okay. So three they will give which are formed, one they will give different. So that's why we need to know how to write the products. Simple, same mechanism as in the previous case, but we need to know so which will be generating a carbanion and which will be undergoing the reaction. Okay, right on. Complete. Now let us see then example for this type of reaction. So by this time you must have get an idea how the four products will be formed. How can the four products be formed? For example, let me take reaction between CH3CH1 CH3CH2 and CH3CH2CH2. Okay, friends. So this in the presence of dilute alkali. So this is ethanol and this is propanol. One is ethanol and one is propanol. So how we are going to get four products here? First thing is there can be reaction between two ethanol molecules undergoing self-aldol condensation like in the previous case giving one product. Two propanol molecules can react with each other giving one product, and those two are through self-aldol condensation. Then there is chance of getting another two products. That is, when here there is a carbanion formed, this will be converting into OH. That is one product. And the other product is when here a carbanion is formed, this will be converting into OH. So in that way, there is a chance of getting four different products. First, let us try to write the two products which are formed through self-aldol condensation. So I'll write it in this way, students. Let us write the four products which are formed through self-aldol condensation. Two products through self-aldol condensation. What are those two? Reaction between two ethanol molecules. How will you write the product, students? One you will get converting it into OH. Other one will be CH2CHO. This is one self-aldol condensation product. Second one is reaction between these two. When there is reaction between these two, for one molecule, this will be converting it into OH. CH3, CH2, CH, OH. Then from the other molecule, here you will be getting a negative charge, which will be attacking this carbon atom. You will get CH, CH3, CHO. These two already we have seen. Okay, na? So this is the second product. These two are through. From here I can write the alkene also. CH3, CH double bond, CH, CHO. And from here you will get CH3, CH2, CH double bond, C, CH3, CHO. So these two already we have seen in the first reaction. So these two are through self-aldol condensation products. Self-aldol condensation products. Already we have seen. Then let us come to the third product. Third product. Reaction between these two. Okay, so when these two are reacting, let me generate a carbanion here. So if I am getting a carbanion here, then this will be converting into OH. Correct or wrong? If I get a carbanion here, that means if the base is attacking this hydrogen, you will get a carbanion here. This will be attacking this carbonyl group. That means this will be converting into OH. So the third product is CH3, CH2, C double bond O will be converted to OH, CHOH. Then what happens? This CH2 will be attacking this carbon atom and you will get CH2, CHO. This is the third product. Third product. So from this, the alkene formed will be CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH. Any doubt in this third product? This is crossed aldol product because it is formed by the reaction between these two. Cross aldol product. Then one more product we are going to get. Write down till here. I'll give you that product also. Again, I have to explain. Huh? These two are clear, no students. Till here, is it clear? Okay. So for this, I'll give you the mechanism. For this, I'll give you the mechanism. You'll come to know. Third also you write. I'll give you the mechanism for third product. Let this be the first one. This be the second one. This is the third one. I'll give you the mechanism for the third product. Write down till here. Complete. So mechanism for the third product. Mechanism for third product. So in the third product, what I am doing is I am generating a carbanion from acetaldehyde, CH2H CHO. So in the presence of OH minus, this will be taking hydrogen. This bond will be shifting here. So you will get CH2 minus CHO. Now this will be attacking the other aldehyde molecule. Other aldehyde is CH3, CH2, C double bond OH. So this negative charge, where it will attack? It will attack here, no? So pi electrons will be polarized towards oxygen. So what I am doing is, from one aldehyde I am generating the carbanion. The other aldehyde, this will be converted to OH, no? So that's what I am writing directly. So from one aldehydic part, I am generating OH. Okay, now from this aldehyde, I converted C double bond O to OH. Then, so from here you are generating a negative charge. So that will be attacking this carbon atom. Simple. Understood, students? Any doubt here? In the same way, you can write fourth product, no? Fourth product. In fourth product, what will happen? From the other aldehyde, generate the carbanion. This will be converted to OH. Can you write? Write down. Completed writing this mechanism. Everyone. So let me give the mechanism for fourth product. I have not written the fourth product. Directly through mechanism I will explain. Mechanism for fourth product. So in the fourth product, reverse case. CH3, CH2, I am writing it as CH2 H because this is the alpha carbon atom. In the presence of dilute alkali, so OH minus will take this hydrogen. This bond will be shifted towards this carbon atom. So you get CH3, CH minus, C double bond OH. This will be attacking the other aldehyde, no? CH3, C double bond OH. So this will be coming here. Pi electrons will move towards oxygen. So from this, you will get CH3, CHOH, CH. So this CH, one CH3, one CHO. So from this, you can further heating in the presence of H plus minus H2O. So you get CH3, CH double bond C, CH3. How many of you have written the correct one? Good. So these are the four products, students. These are the four products. So first and second are formed due to self-aldol. Third and fourth are formed due to cross-aldol. Due to cross-aldol. Okay, na? Now the question is, out of the four products formed, which product will be the more stable one? Is the question. Out of the four products formed, which one will be the more stable one, more major product? Which one will be the major product? Can anyone think and tell me the answer? Complete writing the mechanism. Huh? Which one will be the major product is the question. The first product, no students, first product through reaction between two aldehydes. So the product you got is CH3, CH double bond CH, CHO. This is the first product you got. Second product you got is CH3, CH2, C double bond, CH double bond C, CH3, CH2. This is the second product. Third product we got is CH3, CH double bond C, CH3, CHO. Third product. Fourth product we got is CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH. This is the correct order. Huh? Once check, students. Any order is reversed? Correct order this is. Four products what we got? No. Is it the correct order? 3 and 4 are exchanged. Huh? All right. So let me. 3 and 4 I am writing this. CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH1. And the last one is CH3, CH double bond CH. Think and tell me, students. Which one will be the major product? 4. Any other answers? Very good. So the answer will be 4. So obviously it is alkene formed as the product, no? Alkene formed as the product. Alkene is formed as the product. So what factors will define the stability of alkene? Only 2 factors. There are only 2 factors which explains the stability of alkenes. One is through alpha hydrogens. Next one is through heat of hydrogenation. How stability of alkene is related to heat of hydrogenation? Directly proportional or inversely proportional? Inversely proportional. Very good. So stability is inversely proportional to heat of hydrogenation. So only these 2 factors will explain stability of alkenes. Only these 2 will explain stability of alkenes. Okay, na? So through number of alpha hydrogens. How many alpha hydrogens are there in the first case, students? 4 or 3 na? 3. Alpha hydrogens means hydrogens attached to sp3 carbon atom. This is sp3 carbon atom. Here it is sp2, no, because it is C double bond O. Only to sp3. Okay. Here 5. Good. This case, 2, good. This case, so obviously this will be the major. Okay, now understood, students, how to write the products? Or do you need one more example? One more example, let us write. Let us take one aldehyde and one ketone. Here we have taken both aldehydes, no? Let us take one aldehyde and one ketone, and let us try to write the 4 products formed. The reaction between acetaldehyde and acetone, you write, students. Acetaldehyde and acetone. Another example I am giving here. The reaction between CH3C double bond OH and CH3C double bond OCH3. So this in the presence of dilute OH minus, first step, followed by heating in the presence of an acid. So write down the 4 products formed. First write down aldol, from that you will write alkene. Two self-aldol, 2 crossed aldol. So after completing, tell yes, I'll give you the answers. Okay, see here, friends. Let me explain. The first product will be between 2 aldehyde molecules. So one will be converting into OH. From the other, CH2 will be attacking this one. And what will be the alkene formed? CH3, CH double bond, CH, CH2. This will be the alkene. These are the 2 products. One is aldol, one is alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Okay. Second one. From 2 acetone molecules, one will be converted to OH. CH3, COH, CH3. See, if you are not able to write the product directly, even after writing many times, if you are doing a mistake, please understand the mechanism. So once you know the mechanism, no need to know this principle of what is happening here. Write the mechanism, then write the correct product. No need to worry for that. Okay. So, but it is very easy to write the product. From one molecule, 3 double bond will be converted to OH. From the other molecule, as it is symmetrical, either you get negative charge here or here, it will be the same. That will be bonded to this carbon. CH2, C double bond O, CH. So the product will be CH3, C, CH3, double bond CH, C double bond O, CH. This is the second product. The third one will be, I am generating a carbanion here. When I generate a carbanion here, this will be converted to OH, right? So CH3, COH, CH3. If I am getting a carbanion here, students, this will be converted to OH. And this will be attacking this carbon atom. So this CH3 will be converted to CH2, C double bond OH. And the product will be CH3, C, CH3, double bond CH, CH double bond OH. Third product. Fourth product. If you are generating a carbanion here, this will be converted to OH. So you will get CH3, CH, OH. So symmetrical ketone. So any carbon atom can attack this one. So you get CH2, C double bond O, CH3. And then the product will be CH3, CH double bond CH, C double bond O, CH. Okay, students. So these are the 4 products formed. Got the answers? Yes. Which will be the major product? Which will be the major product? In 2 and 3, you are having same number of alpha hydrogens. See, here there are 3 alpha hydrogen students. Here there are 6 alpha hydrogens. Here there are 6 alpha hydrogens. Here there are 6 alpha hydrogens. So here there are 3 alpha hydrogens. Now see here. You are getting 2 different alkenes with same number of alpha hydrogens. No, then how will you identify the major product is? The first 2 are self-aldol, right? The next 2 are crossed aldol. Crossed aldol. So as the reaction is between 2 different substances, crossed aldol product will always be the major product. Okay. Okay, na? So this is about the first case in crossed aldol condensation. So how you are going to get 4 different types of products. Okay. So no one will ask you the more stable one. So to higher level, they can ask, but writing the 4 products correctly is very important. Okay. Coming to the next one. Second case, case 2. Case 2. And only one of the reactant. So in the previous case we have seen where both are having alpha hydrogens. Now the second case is when only one of the reactant is having alpha hydrogens. Next case is when only one of the reactants is having alpha hydrogens. So in this case, we get only one product in very high yields. In this case, we get only one product in very high yields. That means you will be getting more than one product, but one product will be in very high quantities. That's why we'll neglect the other product. Okay. For example, friends, listen here first. If I take CH3 C double bond OH and HC double bond OH, this reaction is done in the presence of a dilute alkali. Now you can see this compound is containing alpha hydrogens. So this is acetaldehyde. Does formaldehyde contain any alpha hydrogens? No alpha hydrogens will be present in formaldehyde. No alpha hydrogens will be present in formaldehyde. Okay, now. No, definitely the base must attack only this one. No, there is no chance that the base can attack this one because it is not acidic only. Because it is not containing any alpha hydrogens. So base is attacking this one means definitely this will be giving a carbanion and this must be getting converted to OH. And you can see this carbon atom is containing 2 hydrogens and this C double bond O gets converted to OH. So you will get CH2OH. From this you will get CH2OH. This negative part will be attacking this carbon atom and it will be converted to CH2. So you will get CH2 C double bond OH. That's it. Okay, now further if you heat this, no, water molecule will be lost and you can get CH2 double bond CH, C double bond OH. Understood the reaction, students? You can get one more product when 2 moles of this is undergoing reaction also, but that will be in very, very lesser quantities. So this product will be the major. Okay. Again, I have to explain. Huh? See here, from where you will generate a carbanion, in acetaldehyde or formaldehyde? Acetaldehyde, no. Write the mechanism. Write down, I give you the mechanism. Write down till here, I will give you the mechanism. See, when negative charge is formed here, this must be converted to OH, no? Correct or wrong? If this has to get converted to OH, then there will be a carbon containing 2 hydrogens and OH. So this will be converted to CH2, which will be attacking this carbon. You need a mechanism for this. Okay. This is aldol, alpha, beta. This is alpha, beta unsaturated. Completed. So 2 more reactions I'll give. Try to write down the products. Example is acetone plus formaldehyde. First on reaction with the dilute OH minus. So you'll be getting one product. Then next step. In the same way, another example is Let me take benzaldehyde plus acetaldehyde. Write down the product, students. 2 minutes time I'll give. See, definitely this is containing alpha hydrogens. Here there are no alpha hydrogens. Then definitely this must be giving a carbanion. Here it must get converted to OH. So this is a carbon containing 2 hydrogens and 1 OH. So OH, CH2. Let us assume this carbon atom, symmetrical ketone. So any of these two can be giving a carbanion. If I take this carbon atom is giving a carbanion, I'll get CH2, C double bond O, CH. That's it. So if you heat this, water molecule will be lost and you'll get CH2, double bond CH, C double bond O, CH. Okay. In the same way, next compound. Here there are no alpha hydrogens and here there are alpha hydrogens. So from here a carbanion will be generated. This will be converting into OH. So let me write the one which is converting into OH first of all. So benzene ring, CH, OH. So to this carbon atom, this carbon will be bonded and it will be converting into CH2, CH2, CH4. So further heating, water molecule will be lost and the product you will get is CH double bond CH. How many of you have written correctly both the reactions? Good. So this is about crossed aldol condensation. So two conditions in crossed aldol condensation we have seen. When both are containing alpha hydrogens, we get 4 products, 2 self aldol, 2 crossed aldol. So when you have same alkene, no, then crossed aldol will always be the major product. And when you have a reaction between one reactant containing alpha hydrogens, one doesn't contain alpha hydrogens, so always you will be getting one major product which is in high yields, right? The one which is containing alpha hydrogens will be generating a carbanion, without alpha hydrogens will be converting into OH. Okay. Then one more type of aldol is there, last one, not that important, but we'll write one example. So if it comes in the exam also, so you can attempt that. Only for entrances, even for theory exam, no students, for theory exam also, only self aldol condensation is very important. Okay, because crossed aldol condensation is not much explained in NCERT textbook. For entrances, it is important. For theory exam, only self aldol. In the same way, tomorrow I'll discuss Cannizzaro. There also for theory exam, only Cannizzaro, self Cannizzaro. Okay, na? First 2 reactions we have seen, no, acetaldehyde and acetone. For theory exam, only that way you practice, it will be sufficient. Okay. Then the third type of aldol is, it doesn't mean that second one can be asked. Second one is also there, but not much stressed upon that. Till now also there was no question in theory exam, but it's there in your NCERT. Okay. First one is very important. Third one is intramolecular aldol condensation. Intramolecular aldol condensation. So intramolecular aldol condensation means within the molecule the reaction will take place. Now we have seen, up to now we have seen we are taking 2 different molecules where each molecule is containing only either aldehyde group or ketone group. Now within the molecule, if there is more than one aldehyde group, then how the reaction takes place. That is called as intramolecular aldol condensation. So what do you mean by this reaction is? The compounds containing two aldehydes or ketones. Aldehydes are ketonic groups within the molecule at 1,6 or 1,7 positions. At 1,6 or 1,7 positions in the presence of alkali, give this reaction. So the condition here is there must be either two aldehyde groups or two ketonic groups or one aldehyde or one ketonic group. Anything can be present, but they must be present in the same compound. At which positions? At 1,6 or 1,7 position, because they are going to form a ring. They are going to form a ring. We know that 6-membered ring or 7-membered ring will be highly stable. Right? So that's why preferably only 1,6 or 1,7 positions they can undergo. One example I'll use, students. First listen, later you can write. CH2, CH2, C double bond OH. CH2, CH2, C double bond OH. Now you can see this is a compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see at first position there is an aldehyde group, at sixth position there is an aldehyde group, and both are present in the same molecule. Right? Now in the presence of dilute OH minus. Now you can see to this aldehyde group this is the CH2 group attached. To this aldehyde group this is the CH2 group attached. So these two are alpha carbon atoms. Both are same environment, students. Both are of same environment. So either you get a carbanion here or you get a carbanion here, it will be the same. It will be the same. If not, you need to check for more number of hydrogens. Okay. So suppose if I think that I get a carbanion here, let me write it in this way. CH2, I am writing it as CH and H. Now what this OH minus will do, similar mechanism, it will attack this, a carbanion will be generated here. So you will get CH2, CH2, C double bond OH, CH2, CH minus C double bond OH. So as the carbanion is generated here, this must be getting converted to OH. Same concept again. Okay. Write on this part, I'll put arrow mark upside and I'll continue the reaction. Complete. Okay, who's here? So this negative charge will attack this C double bond O. This gets converted to OH. So you will get CH2, CH2, CHOH, and CH2, CH, C double bond OH. So this is attacking this, no? A bond will be formed between this carbon atom and this carbon atom. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are going to get a 5-membered ring, no? So this I'll write in this way. You are going to get a 5-membered ring. 5-membered ring. So at one carbon atom you are having OH. At the adjacent carbon atom there is a C double bond OH. Correct? So this is alpha carbon atom, this is beta carbon atom. So if you heat this, so you will get a double bond here between alpha and beta carbon. This will be the final. Here, this is alpha, this is beta. So this I have written in the form of ring, that's it. So within the molecule, the reaction is taking place. So this is about aldol condensation reaction. That means reaction taking place in the presence of dilute alkali. The condition for aldol condensation is there must be alpha hydrogen, at least one alpha hydrogen in any one of the compound or both of the compounds involved in the reaction. So if two similar molecules are participating, it is called as self-aldol or just aldol condensation. If there are two different types of aldehydes or two different types of ketones or one aldehyde and one ketone, all are containing alpha hydrogens, you'll get 4 products. And if there is one aldehyde and if there is one compound containing alpha hydrogens, other one not containing any alpha hydrogens, you will get one product in very high yield. And the last one is intramolecular aldol condensation. If there is aldehydes or ketones present within the molecule, then a ring type of compounds will be formed. That is called as intramolecular aldol condensation. Okay, now. So we discussed only one reaction, students, today. That is regarding aldol condensation. Next class, we'll discuss about Kenny-Zaros reaction. Okay, so here there is alpha hydrogens compulsorily required. In Kenny-Zaro reaction, alpha hydrogens must not be present. Only that is the difference between these two reactions that we'll discuss in the next class. So, but again, you need to practice this. So after the class, no. So if you have some free time, spend some half an hour time. Again, you practice the reactions what we have done, or you can take your own compounds and you can practice. Okay, students. So we'll stop here. Thank you. And Monday, for Monday, no, in KVPY revision class, JEE class, we'll be discussing thermochemistry, students. Okay, na? Thermochemistry. So once thermochemistry is done, then we'll do some other part. Okay, many were asking for thermochemistry. We'll do thermochemistry. So you can revise the concept of thermochemistry. Just all the definitions. Thermochemistry is only definitions and Hess law. Okay, na? Most of the part. So if you revise the definitions and come, we can easily complete that part. Again, I won't give the definitions of all those compounds. Enthalpy of hydration, enthalpy of neutralization, enthalpy, bond enthalpy, enthalpy of what do you call formation, right? So all those enthalpies, many definitions are around 10 to 15 enthalpies are there. So all those you can revise once and okay. Thank you.